The time is now.
This is probably a game that I'll never forget. If you get a chance to win it, it would just be a fabulous moment in your life.
This is not the Demon Deacon team of old, a team that was bullied around the ACC for years. Led by a freshman quarterback, the 2006 Deacons are looking for their first and only ACC title since 1970.
Our players will get to come back and bring their kids and their grandkids and say, I was on that team.
This Ramblin Wreck can light up a scoreboard when the offense is firing on all cylinders. When they're on, there isn't a defense in the country that can slow them down. Atlantic Division, Coastal Division.
Wake Forest.
Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
ACC Championship.
Next on ABC. Here come the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest, the Atlantic Division champions, 6-0 on the road for the first time in ACC history. ESPN's presentation of college football on ABC brings you Championship Saturday. And we bring you to rainy Alltel Stadium in Jacksonville. It is the Dr. Pepper ACC Championship from the Atlantic Division, the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. And here come the Ramblin Wreck of Georgia Tech, the Coastal Division Kings. And they meet here today for an ACC championship, a BCS berth, a trip to the Orange Bowl, and a chance to wear a championship ring. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler. My partner is Bob Greasy. Ben Walk, the starting quarterback for Wake Forest, broke his arm early in the season, and in comes a rookie. And everybody said Wake Forest is really in trouble. Now it's a tale of two quarterbacks. The rookie of the year this year, the rookie of the year from 4 seasons ago.
Well, and one of them is just getting started, and the other one is just finishing up. Riley Skinner for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons is a redshirt freshman. He started 12 games in a row. He's come along. He's earned the coaches' respect, so they're letting him do a little bit more. This kid is a very good player. He can play the ball very well. He needs to play well today for them to win.
Reggie Ball's got to play well for Georgia Tech to have a chance. He's the senior.
He's the senior. 49th start for Reggie Ball. 29 wins. He's had an inconsistent career, but he has an opportunity today to do one thing that a lot of other Georgia Tech quarterbacks have not, and that is win a championship, a conference championship for Georgia Tech.
And, of course, he's got maybe the #1 weapon in college football in Calvin Johnson, and he's got to get him the ball today. Third member of our team, as always, somewhere in the crowd, somewhere on a cart cam, Paul McGuire. Where are you, Paulie?
I'm down here, Brad. Nor rain, nor sleet, nor hail, nor dark of night would keep me off of cart cam. And you're going to see what I'm going to see. That's the direction I'm looking at. But the most important thing is that I think that this is going to be a defensive football game. Take Georgia Tech, their defense. They blitz probably 95% of the time. They're going to raise havoc in that backfield of Wake Forest. And the other one, defense, is Wake Forest defense. They play 3 different defenses. They're going to play man-to-man, which is hard to believe, against Calvin Johnson. But I can't wait to show you a great defensive football game.
We look forward to it, and so do the players. They play for a championship today.
Coming up next, it's Georgia Tech versus Wake Forest.
Soggy Alltel Stadium in Jacksonville. Set down to the 4th member of our team, Bonnie Bernstein. Bonnie.
Hey there, Brad. This is a homecoming for Riley Skinner. He was a star at Bowl School here in Jacksonville. His parents gobbled up 100 tickets so friends and family could be here today, and that caused Jim Grobe enough concern to call his redshirt freshman quarterback into the office. He said, I understand how big this game is for you, but you got to remember, we're here to play football. You can't play into the hype. I need you to keep your emotions in check.
He was a pretty cool customer getting the Rookie of the Year honor at the luncheon yesterday. We'll see how he performs here this afternoon. Georgia Tech won the toss, and they'll receive. That might be the first time we've seen that all season long, and that's Jamal Evans waiting for Georgia Tech. Sam Swank's got it teed up for the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest, and the ACC Championship game is underway. Line drive kick. Jamal Evans will take it to 7. Evans trying to cut it outside, and nice job on the tackle. Alfonso Smith made the stop. As we take a look at Georgia Tech in our IBM Star Watch. Tashard Choice probably doesn't get enough credit for Georgia Tech having 9 wins this year, over 1,200 yards on the ground and 10 touchdowns. And Philip Wheeler, a guy that made 2nd team All-ACC. I don't know how many linebackers in the conference were better than him, but he's Tech's sack leader and #2 tackler. So Reggie Ball and company will start it at the 24-yard line. Jim Grobe looking on his defense on the field as Georgia Tech will hand off to Shard Choice, and he's going nowhere. No gain for the first play for Georgia Tech. Reggie Ball, Bob talked about him, the senior out of Stone Mountain, Georgia, looking for his 30th win as a Georgia Tech quarterback. Probably the biggest problem Reggie's always had in his career. He's been compared to Joe Hamilton. There's his numbers, 46% completion. It's the same as his freshman year.
Yeah, highly inconsistent player. The thing he does have going for him, he is tough, he is hard-nosed, he is a competitor. And
sometimes too hard-nosed.
Exactly. He tries to do too much. And he's healthy. That's the key thing today.
2nd and 11. Big opening up the middle for Choice, and he stiff arms across the 40, the 45, and out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. And there's number 22 going for 24.
Take a look at that from behind the defense. Everything starts to our left, and it looks like Arnell, number 43, right here, gets out of position, doesn't cover the gap. You know, there's both, we can't say, both of these teams are pretty intelligent players.
That's true.
Good player. We could call this the Brain Bowl. So, you know, sometimes you overreact, you overread, and I think that was the case right there.
At the 47, Georgia Tech, quick throw out to Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson into Wake territory, and he's got a first down. So Calvin Johnson already has half as many catches as he had last week against Georgia. As Bob said, you have to be pretty smart to get in.
Look at this. Average SAT scores. Look at these numbers.
I could have gotten a 1340 if I'd have taken it twice.
Yeah, me too.
And of course, the third smallest school in Division 1A is Wake Forest. Chan Gailey, Georgia Tech in his 5th season. Here's the throw. Johnson again. Calvin Johnson. And he might have another first down. And loose ball at the bottom. I think they had blown it dead. The linesman says Georgia Tech ball, and he's got his left foot right on the yellow line. And Paul, that one went right by you, and Calvin Johnson's already got 2 grabs early.
He does, and they're playing him in the slot, and which is surprising to me is that Wake Forest is backing off this number 22, the safety, to cover him. They brought both Johnsons out, and then take a look. You're going to see Calvin, there's really nobody on him. And finally, Gaddis, number 22, tackles him 8 or 9 yards down the field. You can't play him that way.
And now in the shotgun, Reggie Ball with another first down at the Wake Forest 31 already. And that's a quarterback draw. Ball cuts across the 25, and he's going to have another first down. So this is what we talked about. When he runs, he's effective, and he's in rhythm already with the short passes to Calvin Johnson. 11-yard pickup that time as we take a look at the Dr. Pepper starting lineups. Up front for Georgia Tech, Mansfield Rotto's the only senior on that offensive wall. And Mike Cox, the leading fullback, and Tashard Choice will tell you, I wouldn't have 1,200 yards without him. And then don't forget James Johnson, the other wide receiver, number 89, because if they double number 21, he has a tendency to get open, and he is a very, very fast wide receiver. He goes out with Calvin to the top of your screen. 4 straight plays of 10 yards or more. And now James Johnson in motion back across the field. The give on the inside handoff to Shard Choice goes 4 more yards down to the 16-yard line as we quickly try to take a look at the Wake Forest starting lineup defensively. Giles Tucker leads the team in sacks with 6. John Abadi, the middle linebacker out of Powder Springs, Georgia, their number 1 tackler, and Josh Gaddis for the 2nd year in a row, all ACC. 5 interceptions last year, 5 more this year, and he's got over 70 tackles, and that's a great combination in the back end. But right now, Georgia Tech's just chewing up yardage, moving it down the field on their opening drive. Here's the toss to Shard Choice up the middle, broke 1 tackle and got close to the first down at about the 11-yard line. John Abadi knocked him off his pins, but Georgia Tech's got everything working right now, partner.
They have, and you know, they're going up against a pretty good defense. You just talked about that defense. This is the strength of Wake Forest, is their defensive side and their kicking game. Their offense is, this defense is 20th in the nation in total defense, 11th against the run.
Now it's an eye backfield. Choice, the tailback on 3rd and 1. Calvin Johnson, the lone wide receiver, down there to the bottom of your screen, and Reggie Ball takes it straight ahead on the quarterback sneak for the first down. So Georgia Tech started at their own 24-yard line. They have briskly moved down the field, and they've got a 1st and goal inside the Wake Forest 10.
Grease, I got to tell you something, and I know you're looking at this. You've got two corners down here. Swanson, number 7, and Patterson, number 10. They are playing strict man-to-man on the outside, and they don't care who comes over. It's amazing.
Well, if I were the quarterback or if I were Calvin Johnson for Georgia Tech, I'd be smiling because I know I'm going to get single coverage most of the afternoon.
Johnson's in the slot left on 1st and goal. Tashard Choice behind his fullback. Whoa. Man, did he take a shot in the middle. And he got it from John Abadi again, the middle linebacker, number 5. Abadi came in with 90 tackles, and that was a collision that time.
John Abadi put his body on another body. Down here, it's unbelievable to hear it. I mean, when you just take a shot. Look at number 5 is John Abadi. Watch his hit. Bang, bam. I mean, that's helmet to helmet, and you don't go anywhere.
Abadi, undersized, if you will. Georgia Tech didn't want him. He wanted to play in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He's out of Powder Springs, Georgia.
Undersized like Zach Thomas with the Dolphins.
Exactly. Huh? Reggie Ball, option pitch to Shard Choice inside the 5, knocked out at about the 4-yard line by Stanley Arnu, the outside linebacker. Pick up a 4, so now it's 3rd down and goal. And this is a spot on the field where you start thinking, do you throw the fade to Calvin Johnson or do you try to ram it in?
I agree with Greasy 100%. I would throw the ball every down to Calvin Johnson. I mean, they really are playing man-to-man. I didn't, when they told us that at the beginning of the week, I thought, wait a minute, you got to be a little crazy with this. But they're doing it.
Johnson's in the slot. Georgia Tech at times has gone on a quick slant to him in this situation, but they're going to move him now on 3rd down and goal. Ball drops to throw. Fires over the outstretched arms of Calvin Johnson. He didn't give him a chance. Incomplete. And Georgia Tech's impressive drive will come up to a field goal opportunity.
There was absolutely no way on this earth that man, Calvin Johnson, could have caught that ball.
Well, and there was nobody open either. Calvin Johnson was covered basically. This defense for Wake Forest is the number 1 defense inside the 20 in the conference.
Now Travis Bell will come in to try a 21-yard field goal. A tight angle from the right hash, and Travis Bell knocks it in. So Georgia Tech draws first blood in the ACC Championship for Chan Gailey and their fans with 10:27 to go, first quarter. Georgia Tech a 3-point lead after a 72-yard drive in 12 plays, a little over 4.5 minutes. Tashard Choice had a 24-yard run, part of the 37 he had on that drive, but they had a 1st and goal at the 9, and they had to settle for a 3-pointer.
But the key thing about that whole drive was Reggie Ball was into the mix. He made some completions. He got some running yardage. He had a good, positive first drive for Reggie.
Mohamed Yayawi's got it teed up. Kevin Marion and Alfonso Smith wait on the other end for Wake Forest. High and short kick. Fielded way up at the 16 by Smith. Smith broke a tackle, cuts to the sidelines, got some room down that sideline, and finally bumped out of bounds. Great return out at the 46-yard line. So much for the short kick. And we told you Alfonso Smith would be in the mix today, both defensively and as a return man. 31 yards on the return. Our IBM Star Watch, Kenneth Moore, took over as a starting running back after being a wide receiver, and he is their leading rusher. And look who is also on our Star Watch, Alfonso Smith, who might have the opportunity to match up with Calvin Johnson much of today. He's got 3 interceptions, and we saw his return capabilities on that opening play. First down at the 46-yard line for Riley Skinner and the Demon Deacon offense. Skinner, quick throw, high and wide, intended for Nate Morton, incompletes. So Riley Skinner, we talked about him in the open, had a chance to spend some time with him yesterday, a very intelligent young man. And out of Jacksonville, as Bonnie talked about, 67% completion percentage on the season. They don't ask him to win games, but he doesn't lose them many.
Yeah, he's very low in percentage on interceptions and turnovers.
Out of the gun now. And they give it off in a loss for Kenneth Moore as Georgia Tech's Adam Oliver makes a great play from his defensive end spot. Let's check in with Bonnie.
Brad, Riley's got some good numbers, in particular just 4 picks this season, but when I talked to him, he said the one area he's still a little iffy on is blitz pickup. And if you've watched Georgia Tech and their defense, you know, they bring it any opportunity they have. That said, Skinner said there are a bunch of wrinkles in the offense today. He's hoping we'll keep the Ramblin Wreck in check, if you will.
Well, they got a 3rd down and long, and he'll probably see some of that blitz package of John Tenuta right here. Skinner in the gun. Georgia Tech might have gotten an early jump. No flags down. Skinner throws, and off the hands of his tight end, Zach Selman, who should have had it. And had he held on, he had a lot of green in front of him.
Well, a big plus for Georgia Tech early in the ball game. Their offense comes down and takes it down. Good drives and kicks a field goal. Wake Forest gets it on their first drive, 3 plays and out. But you're right, that was a good throw and should have been caught.
That's Andrew Smith for Georgia Tech. And Sam Swank to punt. Swank, a great punter and kicker. Smith from the 15. Almost broke out of there. Had all kinds of white jerseys around, and he's holding on for dear life at about the 24-yard line, which is where Georgia Tech started their opening drive. Reggie Ball is coming up. Can Reggie lead the charge? He's the senior. He'll have his offense back on the field, looking for an ACC title when we come back in a minute. At the 44-yard line, 1:36 to go in the first quarter. Reggie Ball, straight run and straight ahead to the 47, picked up about 3 with 1.5 minutes to go. Let's check Paul's unsung hero today. Paulie, who you got?
Mike Cox. I'm going to tell you, this guy is a he's a fullback, but look at the size of this guy, 6'1", 245. They say he's a guard playing in the backfield, and Choice, the running back, said, man, do I love to have this guy in front of me. I mean, and he's in front of me. He said, I don't have to worry about anybody hitting me right as soon as I get the ball, because Cox is going to knock him down.
Mike Cox, 6'1", 245. He was about 6'3" 2 years ago.
Paul, put on a helmet or something.
And Joyce,
hey,
for 5, is short of the first down by about a yard.
I just let you guys talk about the weather. It's really nice out here, huh?
It looks great.
Are you warm?
We're very toasty.
Yeah, thanks.
Let's check in with Bonnie.
Brad, I'm talking about Tashard Choice. This week, you know, Georgia Tech has this rule, the 24-hour rule. You either have a day to celebrate or to lament the win or the loss. But Tashard said this week, we kept up with this all week. We wanted to keep that fire in our belly to help give us the momentum to achieve our year-long goal, and that's winning this game right here.
On a 3rd down and 1, they're going to try and end around. Calvin Johnson's in a lot of trouble, and he's collared, and he's dropped way back for a loss of about 10. Aaron Curry stayed with it. And Georgia Tech will question that call in their minds for a series or 2, running an end around on 3rd down and 1.5 yards.
Now, Patrick Nix calling the plays this year for the first time from Chan Gailey, and that one he is certainly going to want back. I don't like 3rd and 1 reverses.
We played a quarter. Battle for the Atlantic Coast Conference Championship and a berth in the Orange Bowl on the line. Georgia Tech's got a 3-point lead.
Welcome back to the ACC Championship. College football lives here.
That just about says it all as we are set to start the second quarter. Georgia Tech leading 3-0 over the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. Durant Brooks set to punt. Willie Idolette waits on the other end for the Demon Deacons. Not a good kick this time by Brooks. Idolette's going to have a chance on it at the 18. And he's going to go down at the 18. Great coverage by Georgia Tech's punt coverage group. As we take a look at the Dr. Pepper stats in the first quarter, 86 total yards. Georgia Tech got away from the rush a little bit.
Wake Forest wants to run, and they can't.
The story's been Georgia Tech attacking. They're throwing the ball.
Oh, Reggie's off to a good start and throwing the ball deep on the corners down the field to both Johnsons.
And they've gotten pass interferences when they haven't gotten completion. So the corners of Wake Forest are in for a long day, it looks like.
Exactly. And on the other side, Riley Skinner, against that blitzing defense of Georgia Tech,
having a little trouble.
Having some trouble.
Now they got something working on the ground. And on the end around, Kevin Marion will take it for positive yardage. Picked up 8 on the play. So that's the best run of the day, 9 yards.
Yes, you better pay attention on defense, I'm telling you, because they don't know who's in the offense.
Time. Jim Grobe looking on, trying to see if his offense can get something going here in the last 6 minutes of the first half. Skinner back in at quarterback. And now he stops, looks to the sideline.
A lot of time on the play clock.
Moore goes one way and then cuts back. That's a design play. He didn't just do that on his own. And now the ball is out. Fumble at the end of the play, and Wake Forest got back on top of it. And it's Nate Morton on the bottom of all that grass that most of is on his helmet now.
You know, we talk about Calvin Johnson, James Johnson. Well, Michael Johnson, this guy was blocked, and then he's going to come back and make the play. Michael Johnson, number 93, right there. He's the guy that knocks the ball out. But he was blocked by Skinner in the backfield, and then he continued on with the play and caused the fumble.
Vance Walker had a great play on the ball, and it just squirted out of there on him. So Wake maintains possession with a 2nd down and 13. Hand off to Moore. And Moore got out across the 45 to about the 46. It's going to be 3rd down and about 11 after we answer our trivia question for you. Earlier we asked you, when was the last time Wake Forest played in a game in Jacksonville? How about January 1st of 1946? It was the inaugural Gator Bowl, and they beat South Carolina 26-14. There's the captain shaking hands. That and other interesting college football facts can be found on the ESPN College Football Encyclopedia. It's in stores nationwide. Check it out. Comes a blitz on Skinner. And a nice throw. I don't know if it's enough for a 1st down to Nate Morton. He's very close. Got about 10. I think he's about the length of the football short. The Georgia Tech coaches are thinking that on the sideline as well.
Yeah. That was the 4th time that Wake Forest had a 3rd and 10 or longer. And this team with a redshirt freshman quarterback, they don't want those type of situations.
Getting 3rd and long too many times against John Tenuta coach defense, and you're going to find yourself in trouble. So we have our 2nd measurement now of this drive. They bring the chains from the far sides. There's a guy we spent some time with last night. He's a little nervous, but they're working the arm. Gino Toretta working the arm there. That's Dave Compton and his wife Carrie, who's giving him a hug. He's from Kannapolis, North Carolina. He's going to attempt to throw 11 footballs into a giant 8-foot Dr. Pepper can and try to win $1 million in the Dr. Pepper $1 Million Challenge coming up at halftime.
Brad, his wife said to me last night, she said, I don't care how much he wins, but I want my name on the check. So she said it doesn't matter. As long as it's made out to me, I'm happy.
There it is, about the length of the football, shy of a 1st down. And now all of a sudden the crowd woke up for the first time today on this rainy day for both teams. One for that offense and one for the Georgia Tech defense on the other side. Biggest play so far of the ball game. Skinner gives it off to his fullback. And Belton looks like he's got the 1st down. As they unpile Rich Belton, the sophomore out of Chapel Hill, a 250-pounder, took it straight ahead.
You look in that pile, it's the 2 linemen that come in and mark it. 2 on with a big L on his back. That's the guy that comes in. He's the line judge. He comes in from the side. He's the one that puts his foot down that says how far the football got, or maybe across the line, maybe short of the line.
Rich Belton, that's his 180th rushing yard of the year, and maybe none more important as he picked up the 1st down. Skinner is out again. And Moore playing in that direct snap formation. Fakes the handoff and then takes it straight ahead, and Georgia Tech can't catch him until he's got about 8 more yards. Kenny Scott made the tackle.
I'm sitting right here looking at this play, and you can see from the camera that we have right now, he actually freezes the defensive lineman or the linebacker on that side with a fake. Just watch it. Watch when he fakes now. Look at the guy on the top. Watch him freeze. Now he's got him stuck, so he comes right back to the inside where there is no one to hit him, and he picks up almost 9 yards.
You know, Kenny Moore played in a wing tee back in high school in Charlotte, North Carolina, and he stays in there to take the direct snap. Fakes it again, will take it again on his own, and it's a first down. And with Skinner out of there, he's a guy that started off the season as a wide receiver. When Micah Andrews went down to injury, Wake Forest lost their top tailback. And so now they've got a bunch of guys that have around 400 yards. But division teams without a 400-yard rusher, Wake Forest is the only one that's got this many wins, 10 victories. He's up to 418 on the season now.
He's making his fourth start at running back also. You mentioned that Micah Andrews was hurt earlier in the year.
Micah will be back next year, and so will Ben Mock, who was the starting quarterback before he broke his arm. Here comes Moore again. He'll keep it. Georgia Tech trying to get to him. Helmet-to-helmet crash with Kenny Scott, but not before he got about 9 more yards. And now a flag in, and that might be the call. I don't know that necessarily Kenny Scott was thinking about leading with his helmet, but that might be what the penalty is going to be about. Personal foul on Georgia Tech.
He's going to come right at you. Kenny Moore, watch this. Now look at how Johnson gets frozen to the inside. This was what that fake handoff does. Now here comes the hit. It's going to be helmet to helmet, and then he grabs him by the face mask on top of it. So a double penalty.
I think that's a bad call.
I do too.
I didn't see any face mask, and he hit him way before he was out of bounds. And then when he was out of bounds, he didn't throw him down or anything. I think that's a poor call.
It's 1st and goal for Wake Forest, a chance to get the lead here at the Georgia Tech 10-yard line. Moore finds the sledding a little tougher when he's not taking the direct snap, and he might have gotten a half yard out of it. Darrell Richard made the stop. We're down to 2.5 minutes in the half. Don't forget USC and UCLA, crosstown rivals, getting together out on the West Coast after our game. And if USC wins it, they'll have a date, we assume, with Ohio State in the national championship.
Moore is back at quarterback. Skinner left the field, so this is a position he likes now.
He drops the towel behind him and will take a direct snap on 2nd down and goal. It's just student body right. Georgia Tech trying to get to him, and they do, but he got maybe to the 7-yard line.
With that running back playing quarterback, they haven't even come close to throwing a pass.
No.
And Georgia Tech knows it because they had like 11 guys up the line of scrimmage that time.
So Skinner's got to come back in now because it's 3rd down and goal. Give him at least one more option, and that is to throw the football. 3 wide receivers for Riley and company. Kevin Harris joins him in the backfield. Wake Forest 3rd and goal. Skinner fires to the corner. He's got his man. It's Belton, and he's belted out of bounds at the 2-yard line, short of the goal line. It'll be 4th down and goal. And here comes the field goal unit for Wake Forest.
The receiver in the backfield, the fullback, number 35, just slides out. It's a safe throw. You either get the touchdown or get on the board with the 3 points.
And now Sam Swank's going to be almost in the exact same spot Travis Bell was in the first quarter for Georgia Tech. He missed one from 45. This should be a chip shot. It's a 19-yard field goal attempt for Sam Swank to try to tie the game up from the right hash. And the kick is up and good. So we're even now in Jacksonville. In a tough defensive battle on a rainy day, the Wake Forest fans have something to cheer about with 1 minute and 16 seconds remaining in the first half. 3-3. Calvin Johnson's getting ready. He hopes he can do something before halftime. A rain-soaked Alltel Stadium, and Reggie Ball really limping as he heads to the locker room. He's had a problem all year long with his ankle, and that could be a recurring situation now. And that might have a big bearing on how the second half goes for the Georgia Tech offense. 3-3 on a pair of field goals. Travis Bell for Georgia Tech, Sam Swank for Wake Forest. A lot of hard-hitting defense. And we're even at halftime as we check in with Bonnie.
So much taste. 23 is
all right, Coach, give me your rating of Riley's first half performance against this blitzing defense.
Well, I think Riley's doing a nice job. We've got to protect him better. We haven't run the ball real well. and at times we haven't had real good protection, and he's made a couple of mistakes. We're just not playing real solid on offense right now.
Defensively speaking, you kind of lucked out because they didn't capitalize on those 2 pass interference calls. What do you emphasize with your defense in the locker room?
Well, I think we're playing pretty good. I'd like to not have the interference calls, but we also don't want to let them have home runs. So I think the big thing for us on defense is try not to give them anything, keep playing hard.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Both teams looking for an ACC championship and a trip to the Orange Bowl in the BCS. At halftime, 3-3, Wake Forest and Georgia Tech as we go to John, Craig, and Doug in New York. Guys, just about set to start the third quarter of the Dr. Pepper ACC Championship. Wake Forest and Georgia Tech knotted at 3 apiece. The scores even. The statistics almost can't be any closer. Our Pacific Life game summary, you take a look at it, you take away Georgia Tech sacks, and everything is almost exact in the first half of play. And, partner, I've been wanting to ask you this since we ended the second quarter. Is it the weather, is it the execution, or is it the defense that we have such a low-scoring game so far?
I think it's 1/3 weather. I think it's 1/3 defense. And I think it's 1/3 lack of offensive power. These are not your most powerful offensive teams in the nation, and they're not playing that way here this afternoon.
What's going to happen in the second half for one of these teams to break out?
Well, I think Reggie Ball has to complete some passes, not deep down the field like they've been trying, but they need to throw some out routes. He's only 1 of 8 since the first drive. And for Riley and Skinner, just keep what they're doing. Somebody's going to break rules.
So the third quarter set to start. Remember, Georgia Tech won the opening toss and took the ball, so Wake Forest gets it first in the second half. Kevin Marion directing traffic back there for the Demon Deacons as the kick return man, Muhammad Yayawi, has got it teed up for Georgia Tech. We're 1/2 of football away from who's going to the Orange Bowl. And again, it's a short kick, and it's fielded by Marion at about the 11. And he blasts his way out across the 25, got to about the 28-yard line. Michael Johnson not only playing a lot on the defensive line, boy, is he some kind of special teams player at 6'7", 250. Let's check in with Bonnie.
Brad, no surprise, Georgia Tech's Chan Gailey lamenting the missed opportunities downfield. He said, ideally, you want your guys to catch the ball or get the pass interference, but when we got the interference, we couldn't capitalize it. Defensively, he said he was surprised how much Wake was using, how much he was using Kenneth Moore at quarterback. He said, we figured we'd line him up that way a couple of times, so we need to keep a much better eye on 21 in the second half.
He's in there, but he's flanking Riley Skinner. He'll get the call on the first carry of the quarter, and he's done a nice job at tailback spot and as a wing T type quarterback. Philip Wheeler, the middle linebacker for Georgia Tech, makes the stop at about the 32-yard line. Remember, Moore was a wide receiver up until about 4 games ago, and now he's the #1 rusher for this Wake Forest offense. Picked up 4 on the first carry of the second half. Skinner in the shotgun, and now again they take their time. And everybody gets up, rehuddles. Even that's about as unique as you're going to find in any place in college football.
Yeah.
They give it to Moore. Now it's the end around coming the other way. Idolette trying to weave his way through traffic and came up about a yard short. The ball was blown dead as he got close to the first down marker out at about the 37-yard line. Longest third down of the day for Wake Forest. 3rd down and 21. This is where you don't want to make a mistake. If you're Wake Forest on offense, Georgia Tech pinning their ears back, and they're going to bring Michael Hall again on a blitz, and he almost got to Skinner again and almost picked off by Philip Wheeler.
Yeah, that was a freshman mistake. Because the chances of picking up 3rd and 21 are nil. And the chance of a turnover, which they haven't done all year, is pretty good.
Well, Bob, Philip Wheeler was playing the linebacker on the left-hand side. Watch where he has to come from to almost make this catch. Here comes Wheeler right now. He was already way on the right side of the field, came back to the left side and almost got the interception.
Georgia Tech's been close on some of their punt rushes today. Troy Garside's gotten close a couple of times. Nice job by Swank to get it away. Smith's got a backpedal all the way to the 31, and nothing but white jerseys there. 48-yard kick and very little on the return. New Year's Day, it's the granddaddy of them all. You want to join ABC for the pageantry and excitement that makes this game one of the great traditions in college football. Don't miss the 93rd edition of the Rose Bowl game presented by Citi. Coverage begins New Year's Day, 4:30 Eastern on ABC. Let's check in with Bonnie.
Well, Brad, with Jim Grobe propelling his team to the best record in school history, not surprising his name's been bandied about for coaching vacancies. We'll get to the rest of it in just a sec.
And it's Tashard Choice. Nice run out near the 40. Back to Bonnie.
The main coaching vacancy is at Alabama, but when we talked to Coach Grobe about it, he didn't want anything to do with it. He said, I am not looking for other jobs. I don't have an agent. I'm not throwing my hat into the ring. He said, I've been around long enough to realize that sometimes the grass isn't always greener on the other side. I've got 14 juniors coming back, a great athletic director, a great president. Things can always change, but I don't want to go anywhere.
He's the coach of the year in the ACC by a landslide. Tashard Choice, close. Might have gotten it. Aaron Curry made the stop. 53 seconds left.
He's got 15 starters coming back from this team, 7 offense and 8 on defense, and he's got his all-conference kicker back also.
And that always helps. So Georgia Tech will get a first down out across the 43-yard line. Reggie Ball, boy, he's got a lot of chalk on that jersey. He's been from sideline to sideline and every spot in between. And he's been hit when he's throwing, he's been hit when he's running, and he's back to throw again. Going to his left, and he'll keep it and go out of bounds. Got positive yardage in front of his own bench. And Jim Grobe, we talked about being the ACC Coach of the Year, and he talked with us about what Wake Forest to him is all about.
Not only being good on the football field, but being good in the classroom and being good off the field, having good character, having good kids. That's our goal for Wake Forest football. We want to win football games, but we want to do it the right way.
Yesterday, talking about his wife Holly actually being the head coach of Wake Forest, he's just kind of a coordinator. She kind of keeps it all together.
Exactly.
Reggie Ball back to throw. Plenty of time. Going deep middle. In and out of the hands of James Johnson. And this happened last week against Georgia. I don't want to say James Johnson short-armed that one. He didn't. He laid out to make the catch but didn't hold on. And twice against the Bulldogs last week he had the same situation. And he got tagged both times in that game too.
He gets nailed by Chip Vaughn, number 9, just as the ball gets there.
Throw it quicker. You need to have the ball hanging in there so when he gets into an open area, the ball is there for him.
This is the 4th drop ball by Georgia Tech today, and there's the hit that Paul's talking about. Chip Vaughn, the sophomore out of Fairfax, Virginia, and he's a big guy, 6'2", 215, and just bangs into James Johnson. I think it's a battle between the Atlantic Division and the Coastal Division champions. That's what it is. 3rd down and 6. Reggie Ball pump fake, and now deep down the sideline again. Calvin Johnson makes the catch as he inbounds. Yes, he is. Finally, a long one down the sideline works for the Yellow Jackets.
It's a stop and go. There we got a good shot of it. Little stop and go. Johnson is 6'5", and Antonio Smith is 5'9". That's just the mismatch that they like.
Alfonso Smith, the sophomore, giving away a lot of height there. First catch of 15th catch, I beg your pardon, of over 20 yards for Calvin Johnson this year. Now back on the ground. Tashard Choice got a big opening in the middle. And he's inside the 20 and down near the 18-yard line. Abadi and Arnu combine on the stop. Tashard Choice just keeps grinding out yards. Again, he's kind of the overlooked guy in the ball game, but he's got 101 on the ground. Georgia Tech at the end of 3. On the march, we'll switch ends of the field, and 15 minutes from now, we'll crown a champion.
Welcome back to Jacksonville. College football lives here.
They'll be cheering for their defense, and there's the 5 fingers up in honor of John Abadi's little brother who wore number 5, and now his big brother having the defensive game of his life. He is hoping that his defense can stop Georgia Tech as the Yellow Jackets have moved into the red zone as we start the 4th quarter. Battle for the ACC Championship. 14 tackles already on the day. Here's Reggie Ball on 2nd and short, and Reggie Ball is going to get maybe within a yard of the first down marker. So Georgia Tech on the drive, but they've been down here before, and they've only come away with 1 field goal so far today. They've got a 3rd down and 1, and the main thing right now is to hold on to the football, not turn it over. But they don't want to come up with a 4th down situation either, because they haven't been very good in that capacity.
They've turned it over. They've turned it over the last 2 times. I don't mean takeaways, but on downs. They've got 4 downs and out the last 2 possessions.
Here's a big third down for Georgia Tech. Kashard Choice hit in the backfield. I don't know. It's going to be very close. Going to be very, very close. The yellow line. Now the linesman comes up and puts his foot down. It looks like it's short again.
Got to kick the field.
Probably going to be a 4th down. Georgia Tech's got a 4th down in less than a yard. They've lined up Travis Bell for a field goal attempt. When he was a freshman, he hit 20 of his first 22 field goals. Last year, an up and down season, though he did have 4 from 40, 3 from 40 plus against Wake Forest. This is the biggest 34-yarder maybe of his life. They try to put Georgia Tech in front. Bell, the kick on the way, and he's got it. Georgia Tech regains the lead. Travis Bell from 34. And Georgia Tech 6, Wake Forest 3, with just under 14 minutes left in the ballgame. Dr. Pepper stats through 3 quarters. Not a lot of offense there for Wake Forest, Grease.
Not much. 128 yards total offense, 52 yards of rushing. So, you know, this is if you're an offensive guy, you don't like these stats, I want to tell you. 6 points scored by Georgia Tech, 3. Georgia Tech scored on their first drive of the game, and then they scored on their 9th drive of the game.
Well, 3 possessions in the red zone for Georgia Tech, and they have 2 field goals and lost it on downs once. Wake Forest 3 and out on their last 2 possessions. There's a little Yellow Jacket fan that doesn't care about the rain. He's got it going on.
Well, it's been misty. Well, play misty for me, will you, please? It's been raining the entire game. Not raining, but misty, and the field is slick. But I think Wake got to get back in this ball game. They've got to throw the ball.
Yowie has got it teed up. Alfonso Smith and Kevin Marion, number 14 right there, wait on the other end.
That Kevin Marion might be their best chance of scoring.
That's a good point. He's got all kinds of speed. Has a 93-yard kickoff return to his credit this year. This is Smith, though, from about the 8. Alfonso Smith, and he's got a crease on the left side. Run out of bounds after he crossed the 35 out. A 30-yard return. And Riley Skinner, Bonnie's got to take over here, and the pressure's on.
Absolutely, but the interesting story is, Brad, that if Wake didn't offer him that 11th hour scholarship, he may very well be going to Georgia Tech, but not as a football player, as just a regular old student. Tech didn't offer him a scholarship. He didn't want to walk on, but his dad played baseball there, so it was kind of appealing to him. He's a Southern guy, wanted to stay there. The only scholarship offers he really had were Hawaii and 1AA Samford, but Wake came in at the late hours shortly before the signing date, and you know, the rest is history.
The last scholarship that year Riley got, and now he's a starting quarterback. Skinner firing deep sideline, almost caught. Kenny Scott with the coverage. Kevin Marion diving attempt at the football, incomplete.
I guess they don't call pass interference against Georgia Tech.
How can you see it from where you're sitting?
I can see everything, even though the rain, and I've got a camera in front of me, but you know, I've got terrific eyes, one on each side of my nose. That's pass interference. I'm telling you, look at you talk about the arm before Grease. It doesn't count when the other guys do it. He grabbed his arm.
Are you yelling at me or are you talking to me?
I'm yelling over this crowd. The players are right here trying to whack me.
Second down and 10. Skinner looking left, coming out in the flat, incomplete, intended for his other fullback Belton, and he got it too far out in front of him. And now it's third down and 10. Third down and 10. Kevin Harris in there as Moore's out with an ankle injury, but maybe back. Skinner running for his life and throws incomplete, and it's fourth down. So Georgia Tech's defense comes up with a stop, and the Demon Deacons will have to punt it away.
Well, there was nobody open downfield. Good coverage and good pressure.
Sam Swank will have to punt. Wake Forest wanting to get something going offensively. Got it almost to midfield, and now they're forced to kick. And Georgia Tech's Andrew Smith waits on the other end. Georgia Tech with a 6-3 lead in a soggy defensive struggle for the ACC Championship. And Smith makes the fair catch at about the 17-yard line. 12 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the ball game. Georgia Tech's got the ball in a 3-point lead when we come back. We're in Jacksonville at Alltel Stadium with 12 minutes and 10 seconds remaining to an ACC championship. Georgia Tech with the lead in the ball. And Reggie ball set to throw. Going deep down the left sideline for Calvin Johnson. Intercepted by Riley Swanson on the deflection. Maybe they went one too many times deep down the sideline.
Well, I was just about to say that this is what Wake needs, is an interception or a turnover. Johnson had plenty of chance to catch it, but this is a great play by Swanson to stay alive, see what's going on, and catch the ball after Calvin misplayed it. This has been the MO for Wake Forest all season long. Their offense has not been real aggressive, outscoring. They just said, don't make any mistakes. Let the defense help us. And that time, the defense got their turnover to get them started on this drive.
Skinner on first down, pump fakes and goes incomplete, intended for his tight end, John Tereshinski. Remember I told you about Sandy Creek High School in Fayetteville? Those two guys that were just tangled up were teammates on that team. Calvin Johnson was 83, Riley Swanson was 12. And Michael Lockett was playing there as well. And now it was the defensive back that took it away from the big All-American wide receiver on that last play, and it's given Wake Forest new hope.
But wasn't that perfect timing by Calvin Johnson? I mean, he went up in the air just at the perfect time, just couldn't hold on to the ball.
Riley Skinner's only 1 out of 8 this half, and he's running from Robertson again, and that one almost came out of there. Georgia Tech saying they have the ball, but I think it's incomplete. Kevin Harris was the intended receiver out of the tailback spot. Wake Forest is 0 for their last 7 third down conversions. 3rd and 10 here. Skinner with pressure over the middle. Got it in Marion's hands, but flags will fly. It might be a face mask on Jamal Lewis.
First of all, Brad, there was offside by the defense. Then second, there was a face mask. You're absolutely correct.
We have 2 fouls on the play. Those fouls will offset when I finish explaining. We have an illegal formation, offense. We have a face mask, defense, number 4. Decline.
I like that. When I get done explaining, you'll know exactly what it's all about.
That's right. When I get done explaining, just listen and don't boo me yet. Jamal Lewis trying to shake it off. First team All-ACC performer from his safety spot. So here comes another big 3rd down for Wake Forest. Another try right here. Georgia Tech lining up to try to bring that 5th man, or maybe more. Skinner pressured, double pumps and throws complete. Tereshinski is tight end down the sideline. John Tereshinski with a huge first down.
I'm going to tell you something. Riley Skinner just grew up. I mean, really grew up fast. This play here, watch him, and he has to step up. Now, you know, a lot of young guys will panic, but he doesn't. He just steps up. Look at him. He's thinking about running. Then he takes the ball down and throws it to Tereshinski down the field. What an outstanding play.
A great balance by Tereshinski to stay inbounds and get extra yardage. A career-long 39-yard catch. And he's got a huge, huge first down for Wake Forest. And they're inside the Georgia Tech 30. And that was on a 3rd and long. And Skinner pumped once, brought it back down, and then threw it to his tight end for the biggest play of the day so far for the Demon Deacons.
Wake Forest is used to coming back in the 4th quarter and winning these things.
D'Angelo Bryant found a big opening, and he's got another first down. 11 yards on the carry.
You know why these things work so well when they run inside like that is because the offensive line stays with their blocks a long period of time. Watch these guys block at the line. Look at these guys hold on to the blocks. They stay on their man. So now the back has got an option. I'm going to either go left, cut back to the middle, or go back to my right.
Longest run of the day for Wake Forest, 11 yards. And Tereshinski, who had that reception 2 plays ago, had a big block on that play that got D'Angelo Bryant about the last 5.
Here they come.
Here's an eye backfield. Haven't seen that much. Bryant runs right into Adam Oliver. And it's going to be a loss of 1. Every snap becomes important at that 10-minute mark and under. Georgia Tech rushing yards today, most of it Tashard Choice. Third down conversions today. Wake Forest 3 for 13, but none bigger than the one a few moments ago on a 3rd and 10. Tereshinski got the ball down the sideline. Now it's 2nd down and 11, and we're under 10 minutes to play. Skinner to Bryant. The end around coming to Idolette. And Idolette goes down at about the 17-yard line. Avery Robertson made the tackle.
Did you see the block by Skinner? Joe Hanaway. Skinner didn't pick on a defensive back or a linebacker. He picked on the biggest guy on the field.
Here's another 3rd down. $52 yards so far. Their longest of the day. And now 3rd down and 8. Skinner looking right. He's going to go to his safety valve out there in the flat. And he slips and goes down. No gain. Rich Belton. I don't think he would have got away from Kenny Scott anyway, but we'll never know. 4th down and 8. And that probably is going to mean Sam Swank will come in to try to tie it up.
You got to kick it. You got to tie the game.
Remember Swank, one of the best kickers in college football, missed one earlier from 45, and then he hit one from 19. They're going to try this one from 33 yards away. Played at Jacksonville Beach, Fletcher High School, another hometown boy. Trying to make good here in Jacksonville. From 33 to try to tie the game. Swank got it right down Main Street. And we're tied. So the Demon Deacons have tied things up. The Yellow Jackets get the next chance. Who's going to win it? Stick around. 6-6 tie on 4 field goals. 8 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Paul McGuire, Bonnie Bernstein. Who's going to go to the Orange Bowl? We're going to find out here shortly. Will it be the team that has the ball last? Swank, who hit the field goals, got it teed up. And Jamal Evans, the freshman for Georgia Tech, awaits at the goal line. Again, a deep kick, drops, and now Evans will have to take a knee. A lot of football left today, and 8 minutes left here. Reggie Ball to throw on 1st down. Calvin Johnson makes the catch, pickup of 13 or 14, and a Georgia Tech 1st down.
That has been there almost all day long. They're single covering Calvin most of the time. This guy is used to being double covered every play all season long, and against Wake Forest last year they didn't double cover him, and again today they're not double covering. But how many points has Wake Forest given up? They've only given up
not a touchdown.
They really haven't hurt him by not doubling Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson has 8 catches for 117 yards. Now Reggie Ball and a quarterback keeper. Nice move to the outside and then dives forward to about the 40. And for a guy that was limping to the locker room at halftime, that was a pretty nifty looking little run.
Wake Forest has lived off of turnovers by their defense. Their offense has been very low-keyed, very protective. They lost their running back. They lost their quarterback earlier in the year, Brad, as you've said. And they've had these redshirt freshmen fill in. So the defense has been the big daddy that's gone out there and taken care of the offense.
They forced 20 turnovers in the last 7 games in 3.5 quarters. 2nd down and 5. They're going to bring a blitz off the corner. Tashard Choice picks that blitz up. The pass, though, intended for Greg Smith is incomplete. Nice coverage by Riley Swanson.
I was wondering, who's Calvin Smith?
Reggie Ball throwing incomplete. Intended for Greg Smith. That's where my Smith came in. Josh Gaddis with the coverage.
How good is USC? I mean, take a look. Smith is number 5, but how good? What a great job Pete Carroll's done. That looked like a little interference there, but I don't want to call it because Paul will get all upset.
He'll yell at you again.
Oh yeah.
Don't call it. Don't even think about calling it.
Durant Brooks, who has been sensational for Georgia Tech, is their punter, a finalist for the Ray Guy Award, set to kick. He would love to pin Willie Idolette back inside his own 15-yard line somewhere. Low snap. The kick is deep. I mean, way too deep, maybe. And it is into the end zone. 61-yard punt, but it's coming back out to the 20. And Riley Skinner says, okay, I'm only a freshman. But this is where we go to work, fellas. We got 6:43 to try to win the ACC Championship. Let's get it in gear. Right now, the ACC Championship yet to be determined. And a berth in the BCS and the Orange Bowl on the line in the next 6 minutes and 40 seconds. And now it's Wake Forest's turn. Riley Skinner comes up throwing on first down across the middle, completes it out to the 25 to Zach Selman, his tight end.
Well, we told we were going to go in the pits with Vallis, number 75. He was an all-conference player.
He's had his work cut out with him, cut out for him. There, gave Adam Oliver a little headbutt. That's a little nice.
Yeah, that was a little payback for something that the guy did to him.
Second down and 5.
That's what goes on in the pits.
Yeah, it's fun stuff. Skinner fires complete, perfect pass. Nate Morton's out of bounds with a first down.
There's a guy I'm surprised they haven't thrown a ball too much is Morton, because they're covering him one-on-one on the outside. And, you know, you just think that you would throw more to him. But again, if you don't have that much time back there. But you're in the pits guy, Bobby. He learned how to hold early, didn't he?
Headbutt and hold.
Morton up to that point had been shut out since midway through the second quarter. Now he's got his team a first down at the 39-yard line. Skinner, quick throw out wide to Idolette. Oh, head-on collision out there with Jaheward Daniels. And they're both clearing their eyes a little bit after that one.
Idolette isn't that big. He's only 5'10" and 175. But he's a tough kid.
Well, he threw the block of the day. We know that.
Yeah.
K. Michael Hall earlier in the ball game. It sent K. Michael to the locker room momentarily, but he's been back out there playing the entire second half.
And Idolette has the speed to make a big play if they get him the ball like they just did.
Now under 5.5 minutes. Second down. Skinner waiting, and now going deep's got a man out there. It's Idolette, and he's got it. Bob called it. Idolette's got it, and it's a first down, Wake Forest, all the way down to the 12-yard line. You're right on the money there, partner.
Well, he is the guy that has the speed. Right now, he just makes a move to the outside and just goes deep. Skinner buys some time and gets the ball out there to him.
The biggest play of the day for Wake Forest, obviously, and now they've got a first and 10. The Georgia Tech 12. Straight ahead they go. Bryant bangs his way for 4 yards. And they're inside the Yellow Jacket 10-yard line. Idolette with the biggest play offensively for either team today, and not only doing it on offense, but doing it as a blocker. How about that hit?
And that's a linebacker, and a pretty good one, too.
Well, right now, Jim Grobe in the offense just says, all right, don't mess it up. Don't turn it over. We'll kick a field goal and take our chances.
D'Angelo Bryant's a tailback. He gets the call, trying to bounce it outside, and Georgia Tech holding on for dear life. And no gain on the play, might have lost a half yard. Gary Guyton was holding on, number 58, the outside linebacker. And the clock ticking down. There'll be less than 4 minutes left the next time Wake Forest snaps it. And they've got a second down situation. Third down, I beg your pardon, and 6.
Well, Nessa, they could get a first down just inside, just at the 2-yard line. So they have that opportunity. If they could get to the 2, get that first down, they could run most of this clock out.
Sam Swank on the season. He's lining up for what would be the go-ahead field goal, but the touchdown is still very much a possibility for this young guy. Skinner takes the snap. Bryant gets the handle, broke 1 tackle, broke 2, and got to the 5. So it is 4th down.
Boy, and here's a deal right here. If I'm Wake Forest, what I do is, because the timeouts really don't matter for them now, but you run that thing down all the way as far as the clock will go, and then take a timeout. So you guys are set.
Swank 2 out of 3 today. 20 of 27 on the season. Lines up for a 22-yard kick to try to give Wake Forest the lead with 3 minutes left in the ball game. Swank, kick on the way and perfect. Wake Forest now leads. Georgia Tech's got one more opportunity. 2:55 to go, and now they're down by 3. I'm not sure if he was a secret, because I know the folks in Winston-Salem know all about him, and so do the people that vote on All-American teams and that type of thing. But Sam Swank, with his third field goal, has just given Wake Forest the lead. 2:55 to go. And I asked the question earlier, does the last team that have the ball win the football game? Georgia Tech's going to give us an answer here in just a minute. Skinner, by the way, Riley was 4 for 4 on that drive, including that 45-yarder to Idolette that got him in field goal range.
Would Jim Grobe tell us about recruiting down here? When he was recruiting Skinner, he said Corky Rogers over here at Bowles High School.
Yep.
He was recruiting a kid named Russell, a defensive lineman. And Corky says, you got to come into my office. I got to talk to you about this guy Skinner. And he says, well, I'll talk to you about it. He sent his quarterback coach down, looked at some film. He says, we've already got a quarterback in our class, so I want that kid also. And he took him as their last scholarship kid.
And he says when Corky Rogers talks, you listen. Here's the kick. Jamal Evans, he's going to bring this one out from about 6 yards deep. He got across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. So Skinner talking upstairs. Wake Forest in the lead, and now it's time for Reggie Ball for a fourth quarter comeback, possibly. It's Reggie Ball's turn, and it's a final turn to see if he can be an ACC champion. Field goal to tie, a touchdown would probably win it.
And they're still not double covered Calvin.
Ball on first down. Fires in and out of the hands of Greg Smith. That's a third straight pass he's attempted at number 5, and the reason is James Johnson went out when he was injured on that big hit on an incomplete pass, and that's put the pressure on the redshirt freshman from Atlanta, Greg Smith, to be in the lineup. That's James Johnson under that poncho. So Calvin Johnson is the big play guy. James Johnson was always Mr. Dependability because of the double teams on Calvin, and now that option's not there for Georgia Tech. Second down and 10. Ball to throw. Going to go deep down the left sideline. Overshoots everybody. Calvin Johnson the closest. Actually, Alfonso Smith was the closest on the play.
Brad, it really is amazing. Alfonso Smith is playing that corner, and it's the last 2 times he's been on Calvin Johnson, playing him man to man. Now, you saw the safety get over there, Gaddis, but it's still Alfonso Smith. He's playing man to man. It's incredible. And they don't need big chunks. They need the short passes that they were playing before. Now it's third and long.
Third down and 10. And you got to wonder, and you would assume Georgia Tech may never touch it again. This might be 2-down territory. They need 10, but they might need 2 downs to try to get it. Ball back to throw. Flushed from the pocket and in trouble. And now really in trouble. And that's about the last thing you want to do, is be sacked out of bounds. But there will be another play. Loss of 3.
Yeah, he could have thrown the ball and avoided the loss of 3.
Reese, the thing about it is that Wake Forest only sent 2 guys. They only, from the line of scrimmage, they had 2 guys rushing, and they had 1 guy on the outside, and that was all they had.
And Georgia Tech's going to punt. Will they ever see the ball again? They've got 2 timeouts remaining, 2:13 left to play. 4th and 13. They would have to have gotten it all the way out to the 31-yard line for a first down.
This was a good call. If you go for it in 4th down and don't make it, the game's over.
Brooks is going to take a Georgia Tech bounce. And it goes all the way down to the 28-yard line. A 55-yard punt. And Riley Skinner gathering his troops, and you can hear him saying, let's go. They know they're 2 minutes away from winning the ACC Championship and going to the Orange Bowl. But they've got to get a couple first downs. Georgia Tech can stop it twice, and that's it. That last drive, the key play of the ball game. Willie Idolette, the senior out of Chattanooga. Bob had said right before this play, he's their big play guy if they can get it to him. And Skinner did. Even with double coverage, Idolette pulled it down. The biggest offensive play of the day. 73 yards on his 3 catches, none bigger than that one. And that gave him the field goal lead, 9-6. Georgia Tech just took one of its remaining timeouts. So now they can't stop it twice. 2 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Georgia Tech's got 1 timeout remaining. And Wake Forest They know that a first down would be gold right now. I don't mean old gold like their uniforms. I mean real gold.
And Georgia Tech needs to come up with a turnover. They're going for the ball.
Here's D'Angelo Bryant. Bryant hit low, keeps going. Got about 5 yards before DJ Jones finally can stop him. Georgia Tech watching that scoreboard clock. And now it's stopped with 1:54 as they take their final timeout. Calvin Johnson wishing he could get one more chance, but they may not get it. If Wake Forest gets a first down, Georgia Tech will never touch it again. Wake Forest right now thinking Orange Bowl and BCS as the ACC champions. If they can hold on to this 3-point lead with 1:54 remaining, and Georgia Tech has no way to stop the clock again. John Tenuta's defense, as Bob said, maybe their only hope is forcing a turnover. And you know, Wake Forest, a team that doesn't turn it over much, is thinking the exact opposite.
Well, they led the conference in fewest turnovers, fewest takeaways, fewest giveaways, and fewest interceptions. They just don't give the ball away that much.
Second down at 5. Skinner in the gun, bringing Idolette in motion. Now stopping, resetting the offense. The play clock moving, the game clock not until the snap. And the handoff. Bryant didn't get the first down, got about 3 more, and it's going to be 3rd down and 2. And now the clock will continue to run. There's nothing Georgia Tech can do about it. The biggest 3rd and 2 of the season for either team, obviously, as the clock winds its way under a minute and a half.
You know, it's really been amazing watching Skinner in the backfield. You know, he'll come up to the line of scrimmage and then he pauses for a second. Then he looks over. There are 2 other guys over there giving him signals, and he'll wait and then he'll give them back to tell him play the rest of the team. And they take this play clock down. Now they let everything go down to 1 second on the play clock, and then they took their second timeout.
So Wake Forest takes a timeout. That stops it at 1:13 remaining.
This Wake Forest defense that Grease talked about at the beginning and all through the game is what they do is they depend on this defense. The offense, they don't make mistakes, and they just hammer you defensively.
That was Steve Lobotsky, the offensive coordinator that you saw. They call him Coach Lobo. And there's the defensive star of the day, John Abadi. 3rd down and 2. D'Angelo Bryant, all 245 of them, is a tailback. They fake it to him. They give it an Idolette on the end around. First down, ball game, Wake Forest right there. Joe Anoa'i will bring him down. It won't matter. And now the celebration can begin on the Wake Forest sideline.
Notice how he stayed in bounds.
The fans in Winston-Salem who have come here and the ones at home, and that's not the rain on Jim Grobe. He just got dunked on by his team over there.
Boy, you talk about a well-coached team. I'm not kidding you. These kids are really Wake Forest, both teams, but Wake Forest, you talk about discipline. Even Bob just mentioned that goes outside, and tendency with anyone is to go out of bounds, whatever it is. He got back inside, knew he was going to get hammered.
The oranges are being thrown on the field, and they're going to stop play, as obviously the Wake Forest fans, and Skinner is saying, I'm ready to go to South Florida as a BCS entrant and the ACC champion, but they've got to clear some of the oranges off the field first. And then all they've got to do is take a knee. And I don't mean to pray. This is the greatest moment in football for a team that's on its way to a championship, is to be able to just take a snap, go down to one knee. They call it the favorite play in the book. If you can run this one, you're a happy quarterback and a happy coach. And Riley Skinner has skinned the Jackets. Jim Grobe is the coach of the year. Riley Skinner is the rookie of the year. And the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest, for the first time in over 35 years, are the Atlantic Coast Conference champions, and they're going to the Orange Bowl as the representative from the ACC to the BCS. Our congratulations to the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest, the ACC champs for 2006. In a defensive battle, they win it over Georgia Tech, the final here in Jacksonville. 9-6, Wake Forest on an all-field goal game. Our Chevrolet players of the game: John Abadi, 15 tackles defensively for Wake Forest. And Calvin Johnson, in his attempt to try to get Georgia Tech to the Orange Bowl, had a good game but came up short of the end zone. 8 catches for 117 yards. In recognition of their efforts, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's General Scholarship Fund. There's some happy guys down on the field, as well they should be. Championship feels good. There'll be ACC Championship rings all around. The Dr. Pepper ACC Championship goes to the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest, 9-6. That's going to wrap it up for my partner Bob Greasy, Paul McGuire, Bonnie Bernstein, Brad Nessler from Jacksonville, where the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest are the ACC football champs.